not going to be able to kill off that sunken colony, but so many so many overlords have gone down. We got a lot of mutalisks. We have a greater spire being morphed, so this is going to be a big air versus this Corsair build from Senor Best. Yes, that's right. It is now Senor Best instead of Senor Baby. And here we are seeing babies, or I'm sorry, we're seeing Hero's first person point of view. He is once again in the red as another overlord gets picked off, and he has got to be like so frustrated right now. This is one of the most frustrating things for a Zerg player, is being put in the red due to a Corsair build. One of the worst things for this about this right now is that I don't think that he can actually morph any of these mutalisks into Devourers right now, while this is going on, while all those overlords are dead. I don't think you're allowed to morph them. I really don't. I don't know if they take more psi or not, but I don't think that he can morph, so that's really, really obnoxious. Once that Greater Spire finishes, he might have to wait on more overlords. Looks like a bunch more overlords have been sent, so hopefully he's in the green now. I think that Best knows that this big air is coming his way. Looks like he's throwing down some more cannons there at his back expo to help him defend against... I mean, it offers a place where he can retreat to if he needs to dodge Devourers and Mutalisks and Scourge, that sort of thing. And it also gives him a timing, more time to move his Corsairs around if say Guardians should come into play. So that's definitely a good idea on his part. And Best just now finally looking to take his third base, and this could be somewhat of a struggle for Best. I think he waited too long to take that third base. I think once those Corsairs started taking air advantage for him, I think he should have taken that third base a few minutes ago. Maybe not a few minutes ago, but at least 1 or 2 minutes ago, and tried to take his base that way. But instead going for some more pressure, and it has the shuttle going again, dropping off 4 Zealots here at the top right base. Looks like they are going to have some decent success here. Scourge coming in here trying to take down the shuttle, but Corsair is able to pick them off quite easily. Mutalisks coming in here to the top right to try and defend this base. Second Sunken Colony is finally being morphed in as well. Looks like the Zealots were able to take down the first Sunken Colony as well as a few drones or so. Pretty successful overall attack there from Best, able to deny some mining. Unfortunately for him, Hero's taken his 5th base at his back expo, his protected expo, and is going to be starting mining there very, very shortly. We got some cocoons moving. We'll see how many of these become Guardians, and how many of these become Devourers. I have suspicion that those 3 are going to be Devourers, and that the rest will be Guardians or remain as Mutalisks, and then we'll see some Scourge join in and try and really just take down these Corsairs and use Guardians to finish this off. Would make a lot of sense. You don't really need 2 control groups with the Guardians. Looks like we have 5 Guardians. It's a lot of Guardians right now. 5 Guardians, probably about as many as we'll see. Don't really need too many more to. You can get a lot of asset spores down with 5 Guardians. You don't really need don't need to get the max 9 asset spores down immediately. And there we go. There's a lot of Guardians and a lot of Devourers. We see a lot of both here right now, and Devour's doing a pretty good job here of taking down a lot of the Corsairs, but the Corsairs trying to take down as many of the Guardians as they can before the Archons are actually moving into position as well to try and take down the Guardians. Not having too much luck there, and definitely overall Zerg comes out ahead there. Able to do some decent damage, and also the Guardians are out, and they are heading to the bottom left for that protected back expo to try and take that down. Actually, no, it looks like they're actually going to move forward and try and take control of the ground forces here. And that shuttle needs to be careful, as well as those Reavers. Those Reavers are at risk. Scourge coming in here, as well as the Devourers, are trying to take down these Corsairs. And I think as long as the Devourers get split up, I mean, this is kind of a little bit of a micro fight, but as long as the Devourers get split up, they're really going to dominate Acid Spore, Acid Spore covered Corsairs, just because the Corsairs are going to be shooting so slowly, and Zealot's going to the top right base of Zerg, but not going to have much luck. And finally, these Guardians going to the bottom left, going to be able to take down that base, I think, relatively easily. I don't think any ground units are going to be able to get in there to help defend. I don't think that he's destroyed those eggs yet, and that is a really bad position right now for Best. This is one of the reasons I hate taking this back expo. Is this? I mean, what do you do? I mean, Best was not prepared for this at all. If you were going to do this, you need to take down those eggs at some points without you can go and defend. But if he had High Templar, he can't move into position to try and storm those Guardians. He can't do much of anything. There is finally a High Templar. Maybe he did blow up some, I don't know. Maybe he did blow up a couple of those eggs or something, but he found a way to get a High Templar back there. Maybe he floated it, he cheated and floated it, I don't know. But yeah, did get them back there and was able to at least hold this off for now. But this is just a really tough position for Best right now. Really hard for him to defend. Looks like those Corsairs finally have lost most of their acid spores, but they will recollect them very, very quickly. That is a ton of Devours. Oh, nice storms going off. They're picking off a lot of the Guardians. Not very many Guardians left. One Guardian left, but these Devours throwing down some more shots on these Corsairs, doing some good damage, and not able to pick off too many of them, though. A lot of highly damaged Corsairs, a lot of acid spores on them. More Guardians and more Devours coming in as the natural expansion of Protoss, and Best is really struggling against this big air. This big air has been a long time since I've seen Zerg go big air and have a lot of success, but this is pretty awesome. All of his gas is going to this big air. A whole lot of Devours and a whole lot of Guardians. It looks like Mutalisks have been completely disregarded. But this is so effective right now. So many Guardians picking off so many probes, just destroying the Dragoons, not able to get anything going. And here come the Devours coming in to support, and this is looking really bad for Best right now. He's lost so many probes and is just falling behind so far economically. Hero has taken that 6th base, I think that would be, at the 12 o'clock position. And really struggling. This Greater Spire looks like it might actually get picked off by these Zealots that have streamed in. They might be able to pick off this Greater Spire, but it looks like pretty much all the Corsairs are dead. That is a troublesome. This Greater Spire does live, so Mutalisks coming in here, a horde of Mutalisks coming in here into Best base, and I think that will be the end. I think that will force the GG. If it's not very, very shortly, I don't think Best can possibly survive this. There is GG from Best. Heroes are winning with Big Air. Big Air has dominated this Protoss, and that was pretty awesome from Hero. Normally Hero goes for very ground-based strategies, but that was pretty awesome with the Big Air. I hope you guys enjoyed this. That was actually the reason I casted this entire series, because of that game, because Big Air Zerg is so awesome and baller. I just had to cast it, and Hero doing a great job with it. I thought it was awesome, and yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I think casting that entire series of 5 games was worth it just to see that Big Air. And by the way, I am going to go try and cast Flash versus Sky High. I am spoiling this for you, but since, you know, there's like 1 commentary per day, probably on average right now, of SC Brood War. I hope you guys don't mind too much, but I'm going to go cast Flash versus Sky High, CJ versus KT. It was pretty freaking epic. It's a great game, and I'm going to go cast that. Even though I know what happens, I think it's so good that I need that it should be watched, and in case no one else does it, I'm going to try and get it out as soon as I can. So hopefully you guys will watch that as soon as I get it up, and I'm going to try and get commentaries out for you guys on a more consistent basis, because I feel bad that there's so few Brood War commentaries out there, and everyone has done a mass exodus to SC2, because I love Brood War, and I love the competition of Brood War, and I hope you guys do too, and will continue to follow the Pro Leagues and the OSL and MSL as long as they continue, hopefully, which is for a good period of time to come, and they don't just die when SC2 comes out. But anyways, that is all for today. This is Deja Vu signing out. Hero, and